Hey, Facebook friends, it's Melody Reynolds. I got a word for you today. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about anxiety and depression and something to consider that may be causing you to feel anxious and depressed. And we're going to get into the word and see if this might be the root of what's going on with you. So I'm Melody Reynolds. Welcome in. I always say, if you happen into my broadcast, it's not an accident, it's a divine connection, because I believe that the Lord put you here so that you would hear something. So if you're on the replay, thank you for joining in. And if you're live, I'm so happy to see you. Make sure you say hey, because I always like to say hey back. It's just like if you walked into my house, I'd say, hey, so-and-so, So you're coming right into my house with me right now. So I like to say hey. If you're on the replay, say replay. If you would do me a huge favor and share this, because the way I get in front of people is if you share it, okay? And it just helps me to help more people. And good grief, I see enough trash on here. I always share very positive, happy, or educational, or funny things so that we can be a light here on social media, because there's enough darkness. We don't need all that. We need some happy, good stuff. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I really believe that social media allows us to make a spirit-to-spirit connection, just like we're doing right here, right now. And so that's why I say it's never an accident if you wind up in here. So please do share. I thank you so much for blessing me in doing that. We're going to get into, I have been dabbling in, spending some time in, I shouldn't say dabbling. I've been taking my time in 1 Kings. So if you want to see where I'm at today, I'm going to be reading 1 Kings 19, 3 and 4, okay? And we're going to talk about anxiety and depression because, hello, can I be real here? Hey, Miss Ella, can I be real here for a minute? Can I put my real hat on? Can we just get into this and be real people? I understand some people love the holidays, okay? Like, I get it. You are so, that they make you happy, they make you uplifted, and that is awesome. I have a child who, if it could be Christmas all year, she would will it to be so, okay? But let me fix I'm way too down here. Hold on, y'all. There I am. Hi. I do also understand that holidays can be not so happy. We can deal with anxiety and depression all year long, but the holidays are particularly hard for some people. It could be they've lost a loved one throughout the year or in past years, and they have an empty chair at the Thanksgiving table. Or it could be there are broken relationships and the person is grieving over that. It could just be that maybe you're an empty nester now and your kids have their own families and spouses and things that they have going on, and they don't get to come see you every year. It could be a lot of things. Maybe your childhood was hard and Christmas time was never a thing you looked forward to, so you've never really learned to love Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of that, okay? There's a lot of things that happen, and I want to say, if you're one of those people that struggle with that, I get it. I have had years like that too. This year I'm on an upswing. A couple years ago I wasn't. And I had a really hard time with the holidays. So I see you, first of all. Let me just say, I see you. I see you and I recognize you. And I pray for you because it's hard. Hey, Dana, it's hard. So I do pray for everybody who is struggling with that because I get it. So I just want to say that, first of all. And that's kind of funny because I was thinking that, and I've been reading through the Old Testament very slowly. I don't believe in rushing through the Bible. I take my time because I want to comprehend it. Like, I want to think about it. I want to understand it. Sometimes I'll write about it, whatever I need to do to get it, right? And so in 1 Kings, I just finished reading about Elijah. There's an Elisha and Elijah, and they really get me confused. So I'm going to try to say Elijah as best I can. But I'm talking about the one that goes up on Mount Carmel, okay? That's who I'm talking about. He came first. This is so interesting. So this is something that I want you to keep in mind also that may be an issue causing your anxiety and depression. So let me give you a little bit of backstory, okay? So you know what's going on. Hey Vicki, in case you've never read this story. So Elijah has basically, where the part of the story I'm bringing you in on, he has just prophesied that rain was going to come to this drought-filled land full of people who worshiped another God, okay? Not our God. And he's proven that our God answers and theirs doesn't, right? And he has made these people kind of look like fools, really. And then he slew, the Bible says, he slew all of them. They were all slain. So he's done all of this incredible stuff, right? He's just had this profound experience where he went up to the top of Mount Carmel and he prayed through until a miracle happened, which was a word he was given by the Lord was going to happen. You know, he was waiting for rain. There's a big lesson in that. He was waiting for rain to come, and he knew it would come. And he's at the top of this mountain, and he keeps sending his servant to check and see if there's rain, because he's like flat on the floor. He's kneeling. He's got his head between his legs, and he won't move out of that position. So he's praying and worshiping to get a breakthrough. That's what he's doing. Boom, big lesson in that, but that's not my lesson today. But that's a big lesson right there, okay? So 7 times he tells his servant, go out. What do you see? Bad news, bad news, bad news. But he didn't let it faze him. So finally it happens. So this is a huge triumph. Like, he ought to be up, right? He ought to be like, rah. If I did that, I'd be like, ooh, yeah, Who knows God? I do. Who can pray through? I can. Like, seriously, that would be me. I'd be like, yay! You know, I worked with God. I partnered with God. I did the best I could. I didn't give up. I would give myself a pat on the back for that. That's well deserved. And of course, thanking God all the way. But here's what happens, okay? So this really upsets a lady called Jezebel. I'm sure you've heard her name before. And she threatens him. She sends word to him that she's going to kill him in 24 hours. She's like, Melody, speak here. I'm going to translate for you. You going to be dead in 24 hours. You made me mad. Basically, that's what she says, right? Now, here's this man who God has shown up for him, and he's defeated all these people. He's really done a lot for God. He's, you know, on top of everything he should be. And listen to what happens. So he rises up, and it says, verse 19:3, 1 Kings. He says, then he was afraid. We'll get to that. And arose and went for his life and came to Beersheba of Judah, over 80 miles, and out of Jezebel's realm, and left his servant there. So he ran. Verse 4. But he, but he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a lone broom or juniper tree and asked that he might die. He said, it is enough now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am no better than my fathers. Now picture this. I want you to picture this. I don't know if you're visual like me, but whenever I read the Bible, it's like I can see this playing out in my head, right? It's like a movie plays in my head. I can see it real clearly. Here he's done all of this amazing stuff, right? Of course, he's going to either have a test now or an attack from the enemy. Because when we get up, when we're feeling like, woohoo, yeah, things are working out, we're doing some great things, you think the enemy's going to let you just sit there and be on top? No, not at all. So you're either going to have a test, like God's going to be like, well, let's grow you some more, or the enemy's going to come in and be like, who do you think you is? That's what he's going to do. So really, Elijah has no reason to be afraid. He has this unrealistic response. He's very powerful. God has used him, and this random woman threatens him. And not only does he run into the wilderness, isn't it funny? A lot of times, pretty much every time in the Bible somebody runs from something God has called them to, they wind up in the wilderness. But he runs, and then he gets really dramatic. He's like, just let me die. Oh, just let me die, Lord. It's too much. It's too much. I can't do it. You ever been there? You ever went through some things? Because what happens? You're exhausted. He hasn't rested. He just prayed and prayed and prayed. He just did battle. And then he gets this threat. He doesn't skip a beat. And he takes off running. And he hasn't taken a moment to catch his breath or to restore himself. So he gets this really crazy response. And that's what I want to talk to you about. When you are exhausted, when you don't take time to rest and refill and refuel and take a moment, then you tend to have these irrational responses, because when you're tired, nothing looks good. When you're exhausted, everything you have to do is a chore. I feel like he went through so much that by the time this woman threatened him, he was like, I just can't take one more thing. Even though he came out victorious, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of effort, right? It took some doing, and it took it out of him. And so instead of, taking a moment to gather himself, he ran. And the interesting thing is he keeps running and goes and hides in a cave because he's trying to hide from his problem. We do that when we're exhausted. We try to hide from our problems. If you would, please share this. That would be fantastic. And if you're there, hit the likes or the hearts, because it just helps me to know you're there. I like to see you guys. I see that there's 4 people on here. Y'all are being awfully quiet. So you must be listening. But y'all know I'm super interactive, so I like to see you. Hey, Wilma. So I feel like Elijah had that response to Jezebel because he needed rest. And I think that's a lot of our problem. I think we get overwhelmed. I know. We get overwhelmed. We get exhausted. And then we're like more emotional. We're touchy. Things that wouldn't, because think about when you're really tired, things that wouldn't normally bother you. People can get on your nerves more. Let's just be honest. People can really get on your nerves when you're tired. You don't have as much patience. You don't have as much niceness in you. Hey, LaDonna. So I think that's one reason that a lot of us deal with the anxiety and exhaustion and depression, is because we are doing all of these things. I don't know about y'all, but I'm busy all the time. And it's all good stuff. It's not like I'm busy with things I don't want to be busy with. My business is exploding, and so people need me all day long. I'm homeschooling. Hey, Anne Marie, good to see you. I'm homeschooling, so I'm with my child and I'm helping her all day long. I'm a wife, and my husband needs me as soon as he gets home. I'm a friend. Sometimes friends need me. We have all of these things that, okay, Wilma, yeah, that's cool. We have all these things going on in our lives, and if we are like Elijah and we don't take a minute, take a minute to fill yourself up, right? Listen to me. You are not being holy when you deny yourself your health and your mental well-being. That's not what God wants you to do. I know some people are like, well, I take care of everybody else first, and then if I have time, I take care of me. Well, you better rethink that. Oh, I pointed my finger. Look, I'm talking to you. That does not make you holy. That does not make you a better mom, a better wife, a better friend, a better blah, 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 whatever you want to be better at. What it does is it makes you tired and depressed and anxious. And it makes you not function at full capacity. So would taking a few hours a week to rejuvenate, to rest, or a whole day, to like chill and just do something that fills you up, if it would help you to do better at all of these things, would it be worth it? I'm just saying, would you have a better perspective? Would you be more creative? Would you find, however your love tank gets filled up, sometimes you have to do that for yourself. Read a book and have a quiet Sunday afternoon. Go for a walk. Exercise. Watch a good movie. Make out with your husband. That does it for me, I know. But, I'm just saying, whatever it is, the reason Elijah ran and he wanted to die and then he went and hid in a cave, like he freaked out majorly. He didn't have time to even appreciate what he had just done and what God had done through him. We get like that. Hello, this is a lesson for us. So I know that when I don't take time for me, I do feel more down. Because I fight anxiety and depression anyway. Those are things that I struggle with. Those are things that I deal with. And it doesn't mean that I don't have enough faith in God. I can't stand when people say that. It means that I'm off balance somehow. It means that I'm not getting what I need. I'm not resting. I'm not letting myself relax. I'm not taking care of myself. That's what that means. Or, anxiety and depression can also be a physical chemical imbalance. And this adds to that too. When you're tired, it's really hard to fight the enemy. When you're tired, it's really hard to fight off the blues. When you're tired, it's really hard to keep up the struggle. To fight the good fight. Every warrior has to take time to rest. Jesus himself, what did he do? He went often into the wilderness to pray. He got alone. He shut people up. He needed some time away from people to hear from God. Now, let me say this too. If you have babies and little ones, it's not easy. If you have children, it's not easy. Here's what I used to do. I did not get to, hey Jamie, I did not, when my daughter was younger, I didn't have a lot of time to just sit and be alone. So I would just find a quiet moment here and there. And I would pray and I would get into my Bible and I might read a sentence before she needed something. Or I might read a whole chapter. I kept my Bible out and I just made it a priority, to have that quiet time and get along with God. I also made it a priority to do things that made me happy, even if it was like 5 minutes going outside, sticking my feet in the dirt and letting some sunshine hit my face. That'll do wonders for your spirit right there. I'm serious. So you've got to get your thinking right about this. I think the enemy wants you to believe that, first of all, that you can be all things to all people. You cannot. I love you. You can't be everything to everybody. I love you. Seriously. You can't be everything to everybody. You're going to have to learn to say no to things that aren't really what you need to be doing. To things that are overwhelming you and exhausting you. But you've also got to take that time. It's not selfish, you guys. I hate this thought that if you take me time, oh, that's really selfish. Oh, you're not a good Christian. Oh, you're not a good mom. Oh, you're not a good wife. I think the enemy wants you to feel guilt because guilt is not of God. But how is taking care of you so that you can better serve your family, your job, your business, your parenting, your whatever. How is taking time to make yourself better, to be better at that, how is that anything to feel guilty about? I don't get it. I've learned that in order for me to be around to see my grandkids, I got to take care of myself. I've got to do things that are just for me. And it's okay, because guess what? I'm a person outside of all these other people that I love and that I'm very blessed to be able to take care of. I still am a person. And when it comes down to it, my health and my happiness has to be a priority. Because I am a much better person when I take some me time. When I disconnect, when I shut everybody up, even the people that I love, sometimes I gotta shut them up. That's just how it is. When I take the time to do that, I feel refreshed. And then I fill up me so I can take that overflow and flow into other people's lives. And when I don't do that, then that's when I battle irrational thoughts, exhaustion, all of that stuff we just talked about. So that was a word from the Bible. I want you to hear me. I've talked about this before, but I read this the night before last. I read this and I thought, dude, I got to tell them about this, because this goes with what I'm telling you. You know, everything in the Bible is a guide for us to live a more powerful life. Do you have to do it? No. You don't have to do what's in the Bible to be saved. You're still going to go to heaven if you believe in Jesus and accept him as your Savior. Yeah. But how about, do you want to have some power here on earth? Do you want to do something while you're here? Then this is your guidebook. Get into it. So I got some things I want to offer you guys, and thank you so much for those of you that shared. I really appreciate that. That just helps me to get in front of more people and not have to pay Facebook. I'm just being honest. Okay, 2 things. While we're talking about emotions today, I want to let you know that if you go up to the top of my page, I'm doing a class on another thing that will help you with your emotions, that will help you to take care of your body and refresh yourself. And you know what I'm going to say probably, essential oils. I use them for emotional support. So does my child, so does my husband, okay? I use them for lots of things. But a lot of people don't realize they can help your emotions. They can make you just feel like you can take a deep breath and you can go, oh, I don't need to crawl into a cave and die today, right? So my business partner, Jessica Hinojosa, and I are teaching a class next Thursday night. It's going to be, if you go to the top of my page, I will also leave a link in the comments. Try not to forget to do that. At the top of my page, there is an event. We're going to have a giveaway. We're going to give some stuff out to love on you and bless you. But it's going to be very informational. It's for kids too. You can use these same oils on your kids, and a lot of our kids need emotional support because kids are overly emotional. You know, toddlers are kind of irrational. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tool for you. I believe that, you know, they're God's original design for us to take care of our bodies. He is the ultimate pharmacist after all. The original pharmacist. He put things in place because he's a good father. He put things in place for us to take care of our bodies, to heal. And part of that is our mind and our emotions. So if you'd like to come to that, go to the top and click going. You'll see all of the notifications. Share it. If there's anybody else you know that could use, and that's pretty much everybody, some emotional support. Second thing, I also have a wellness group where we talk about things like emotional support, taking care of yourself, and we do talk about essential oils. All of that is in my group. If you would like to be added to that and you are not a Young Living member yet, you can put add me in the comments below and make sure to check back. Thank you, Megan, for sharing, and I'll get you in the group, okay? So, yeah, teenagers. Ooh, yes, teenagers can be so emotional. And tweens. Yes. I wish I'd had these when I was a teenager, because I kind of lost it a few times. Just saying. They would have been helpful. Okay, group and class. And last but not least, I know I'm offering you a lot of stuff today, but I got stuff I want to give you. I want to give you some stuff. I want to help you, okay? Last thing, if you have not taken my Bible study course, I teach you how to read the Bible like I did today and apply it to your life. I'm going to leave the link for that. It's free. It's 5 emails, 5 videos that will change your life because it's going to get you reading your Bible and understanding it. I'm going to put all those links in there. I promise. So make sure you check back. Go to the top. Go into that event because it's going to be a great class. We're going to have a giveaway. I mean, what you got to lose? You can come in your pajamas with some wine or maybe some hot chocolate, whatever you want. Join in with us. Check it out. That's all. All right, you guys, I hope this is a word for somebody. Y'all receive that. Receive that, okay? Receive that. All right, see you soon. Bye. Have a great day.